So, hello everybody and Happy New Year. 2025 and another legacy game. Zug Zug, Legenden des Westens. That's the legacy version of Ticket to Ride. And let's take a look. It's the German version, but in all fairness, at least the base game, I would say, is probably not really linguistically or language related. I suppose this being a legacy game, it will be. Interestingly enough, apparently, when you have played through all 12 seasons or 12 episodes of this game, you will be able to continue to use the game in its then state. So unlike other legacy games that, basically once the story is told, you could go back and replay the story, but the components are usually forever altered. You would have to buy a new version of the game, which we incidentally did for Pandemic version seasons 1 and 2. Here it seems you can actually then play the game not as a legacy game, but as a normal Ticket to Ride Zug Zug game. So this is how I understand it. Let's take a look. It's the late 19th century and America is booming. New railway companies are vying to meet the rising demand of the ever-growing population of the United States. Merchants, civil servants, groceries and other wares need to be transported from one place to another. A very interwoven railway network is being created. Thaddeus Reeves was a young entrepreneur and one of the ones that was dreaming about bringing the whole nation together and connecting the whole nation. And his success even surpassed his wildest dreams. Just a little while later, Reeves had a railway company called Reeves Rails that actually connected the Atlantic to the Mississippi, and it was going to face a really, really great future, but very greedy railway barons are trying to get a hold of Thaddeus's empire. And over the years, Reeves Rails has been increasing and growing. And now it is our time with our own railway companies to join in this pioneer time and see what we can do. Although we may still need to learn a lot, we are really looking forward to all of this. Let me just check what it says. So again, some mechanics will be the same. So you have target cards with kind of things that you need to fulfill. So essentially connect one city to another or one place to another. But then there will be unforeseen events and also really cunning competitors that will be brought in. And from one episode to the next, we're trying to generate money and to also open up new regions that have hitherto not been connected. And each box will contain new rules, new components, and many, many other surprises. We'll see what they are. Apparently, they say that you can learn this game just as quickly as you can learn a normal game of Ticket to Ride, but it's going to have a continuing story, and it will feel different. And after the 12 rounds or episodes have been completed, you will have created a new game with your unique decisions, and it will make a unique version of this game that you can always replay. Not as a legacy game, but you can always replay it. So you require 2 to 5 people, yeah, because, I mean, in theory, I mean, at least Pandemic Legacy you could play on your own, but we played a two-player game, and that was very taxing. So I think it's good to have 2 players. And we'll see what we can see. So we're going to open this. And this is the German version, and it retails between 90 and 120 euros. We got this at Atlantis Spiele in Hamburg. We can really recommend them. They have got 2 shops in the city of Hamburg, and they are a great place to go and do your game shopping, magic shopping, Pokemon, Lorcana, but also role-playing stuff. And they also have player areas where you can play. And they also host tournaments and stuff. So basically, again, beautiful box. Let's take a look. Whoopsie. Okay, so I'm just going to do an unboxing, so we're not going to go over the details, but here you've got your an explanation and the rules. Here you've got your coinage. And then everything is actually put in like this. And that's the insert that we have to take out. Yeah, and here you can see the content. So here you have the trains. We're used to those, different colors. Red, yellow, green, blue, and black. These are different, or maybe replacement. No, are they really different? No, they're identical. They're probably replacements if some go missing. Here we've got the different chapters: 2, 4, 6, 8. 10, 12, 13. Here we've got the cards. So this is very important for those of you who've never played a legacy game. Legacy games are quite often driven by cards, and you have the cards themselves, and you have to ensure that you really follow the instructions. So you do not actually go in and maybe read ahead by accident because that would spoil the story. They come in this really nice box, and I have to say the box feels really sturdy. It's very nice, and it looks really good. I like these cogs and, you know, the train on top. So this is essentially, I see, this board is modular. As you can see, it's like a jigsaw. You may not be able to see it, but yes, it is. And that's when they basically say, okay, so that's interesting because it says you need to remove this. Okay, so far so good. Oh, and can I just draw your attention to this? It's beautiful. And we're allowed to take a look at the top 5 parts of the box. Let's take a look. I do have a pair of scissors by accident because we used it last night. Okay, I see what you mean. So, these should be 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now this is the second part of the game board, as it were, modular board, which we're not allowed to see. I'm not so happy about the fact that it's modular, because this would mean that, you know, you cannot actually just open it. We might actually then think about getting an empty game board and just put the pieces on it. Yeah, but then you can't fold it. So it's going to be a challenge to see if we can actually play this later, or how you're going to store it. But let's just take a quick look at this. It says, okay, do not look at the other pieces, which we didn't. There's the campaign deck, which we're not going to look at now. Then there are postcards, target cards, event cards, and carriage cards. Okay, then we've got other cards like bank drafts, etc. And then we have these, which we need to take out. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to just, for this unboxing, take a look at this and see what we can see. So these are the game. This is the game board as we can see it when we first start. Okay. Need to move this back, sorry. The South and Mobile would then go here. And then we have something that goes up here. So I'm just going to turn this so that the camera can capture most of it, if not all of it. So basically this is it's going to be a huge board. You can see this already. So up here you have places where you can store certain cards. And here you've got the Northeast, Quebec, Bangor, in Maine, Montreal, Boston, Albany, New York, Buffalo, Detroit, Chicago, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Lewisburg. I don't think that's in the normal America's one. Philadelphia, Baltimore, Norfolk, Charlotte, Knoxville, Nashville, Atlanta, Charleston, Savannah, and Mobile, and New Orleans. And they have different colored emblems in the base game. As I remember, they're always the same. So these are green and have like a Capitol building, and the other ones are red. So I'm already intrigued. The cardstock feels really good, very nice. And really looking forward to this, but what I'm going to do now is I'm also going to remove these and prepare these, because this is something we can do without having to look at stuff and being afraid that we may see things that we don't want to see at this moment in time. And the rest I will leave for us to probably do tomorrow, because we're planning on having a gaming evening, a game night. We've had plenty of game nights most recently, and it's been like so cool to do more board gaming. I mean, I've done some solo board gaming here as well. I've also been working my way through the Snowdonia basic game, trying to, I think I've completed 4 different train engine solos so far. And I've also decided to actually see if I can I looked at the solo engine that comes with it, the Botdell. I'm not so sure if I want to play it. I felt it was a bit, when on reading it I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I really want to play this. It seemed quite difficult and involved. I may actually devise a little bit of a solo version myself. And we will see how I get on with that. But before that, we're just going to create some money. Of course, this is something that you don't have in the base game. There is no money. And it seems like this is definitely a PvP game. Whereas, for example, Pandemic Legacy is, like Pandemic itself, is not a PvP, but it is a co-op game. And of course, this Legacy game isn't. And I'm going to find it really interesting to see how a Legacy game plays when you're playing against someone rather than against the game itself with someone. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. Funnily enough, I'd heard of Ticket to Ride. And this game turned 20 last year in 2024. So it's the 1st of January 2025. So I already have to say last year. And I had heard of it, but I'd never played it. Because, of course, board games are not necessarily a thing in Ireland. And so I didn't have anyone to play with, at least not like really intense, difficult to manage. Expert games, as we call them. I mean, at least the people I was gaming with, I mean, if you mentioned the term meeple or worker placement, they would have actually broken out in a hive and gone, oh my god. I think the gaming culture when it comes to thematic games is bigger in Ireland, and here in Germany and in Europe especially. I think continental Europe, it's really more about worker placement and strategic games, and not just the dice chuckers. I love a dice chucker just as much as the next person, but these ones are really the ones that I have grown to love. And I mean, I've even parted with, I mean, I had an extensive Eldritch horror collection, and I didn't even bring it over because I was like, you know, I'm so done with this type of game. And now I can finally play other games that I've not been able to play. So that's a quick unboxing of Ticket to Ride, Legends of the West, Zug Legenden des Westens, the legacy version of Ticket to Ride. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this, and talk to you soon. Bye.